Yo, yo, what's happening? Hope everybody had a good Independence Day. The last couple years, these holidays have been great. I really don't delve into anything with people unless they ask me. I don't get all negative about it. I used to get all negative and be like, the 4th of July is bullshit. We're not independent from anything. I think I even have a video about it 3 years ago. Now I just kind of stay grounded and keep that life force so I can use it for better purposes. You know, you blow off all that energy trying to wake people up that don't want to wake up. It's just kind of silly. I don't even know what I was going to talk about today. I remember. So I saw a meme, or a meme, or a meme, whatever. And it was said that cable news, 24-hour cable news is doing to our parents what they said video games and rock and roll and rap music would do to us. When I say us, I mean, 35 to 50-year-olds, I guess. I'm 41. So got a couple decades under my belt. And I remember going into the mall and trying to buy cassette tapes of Tupac and Biggie and Wu-Tang Clan and different rap music that I liked. It was rebel music, and you couldn't buy it underage back then. They literally would ask you for an ID. So, but cable news is destroying our parents' minds, and it's making them live in fear 24/7. And it's not fear for most of them. It's not fear like they're hiding under a table and hiding out from some invisible enemy. It's just living in that constant heightened state of anxiety and stress, and it keeps your mind working, and your mind's always working. They're always telling you something new that's going on. A building collapsed here, and somebody got bombed over here, and it's really hot over here, and there's a new kind of event coming. A new variant, whatever they say. I don't watch the news, so. But I do go on forums and stuff that I trust and disseminate information and kind of stay up to date on some stuff. But it's literally destroying our parents and grandparents. And I talked to my mom, and she was telling me how my sister was asking her what she thought happened when she died. My mom's always been real religious, real dogmatic, lives in fear, and they didn't have a choice. All they had were newspapers and I guess the radio a little bit, and maybe like 2 channels on TV that told them what was going on. They didn't have the internet, so they don't really know how to disseminate information. And at this point, most people, like me, I've been researching stuff since 2005. So we're talking, almost 2 decades, 16, 17 years. And anymore, I don't really need someone to tell me what's going on. I can peruse through some different sources of information and connect the dots. It's not real hard. It's just innate at this point. That's all about knowing yourself. And we really need to talk to our parents and try to help them. Not really try to wake them up, but just try to plant seeds here and there and help them through this process, because a lot of them are really addicted to the physical reality, and it's going to be really tough as their bodies are withering away and they haven't built up that soul force and that spiritual body to accept the fact that they are leaving this place and they are not the body. That's really scary for folks like that. I've even had thoughts that come in, and I remember when the event first happened, and I'm literally watching stuff play out, and I'm just telling my wife what's going to happen next, and and it's all playing out, and I was like, man, would I rather just be ignorant to all this? It kind of drives you a little crazy after a while. But after some deep introspection and, meditating and having conversations with God, with my higher self, no, I wouldn't go back. Because I think it's important, and I think that if you are awake, or whatever you want to call it, you are you're in the know. You know yourself. You kind of see what's going on here on this physical realm, how things are speeding up. And it can't be an accident that something clicked with you and brought you on this path to where you are now. And and that's the people that have been awake for a long time. And there's people I know that have been awake for 5-6 years, and they went through the speed course. It didn't take them 2 decades. Some people, it doesn't take that long. But it never ends, And I really think I don't think it's an accident. I don't think it's just happenstance that you came across somebody and they told you some little snippet of information, and that led you on a path to research and stuff, and leading you to a large amount of knowledge and wisdom. I really think that we do have ancestors that are here right now, and they're not in the physical form. They're on a whole different spectrum. I don't really know how to word it or what they would be, but they're almost would be like gods, large spirits that if you're in the right frequency, they help you and they push you in the right direction. I don't really know how to explain it, but I really do feel that I have ancestors that are pushing me along, and they may have thought one thing or another when they were here in the physical realm, and then they thought I heard someone coming on a horse. I got people that ride horses on my property, and sometimes I don't know they're out here, and they'll come riding around through and scare the shit out of me. But I really do feel you have ancestors that you may have not even known, that may be like 20 generations ago, that have been watching you and watching you come into this physical form, and they believe in you, and they know that you can do good and do positive. They're not on this spectrum, so they can't just inhabit another being and make you talk to them or explain stuff to you or whatever. It's more of an unseen thing, and things may just come to you and you don't know where they came from. And I really do believe it's our ancestors, people that have made it out, and they see you, and they see someone who's either on the path they were on, or they just believe in you, and they know you can do good, and they push you in the right direction. But you have to know yourself, and you have to be open to it. If your mind is running 24/7, you got the monkey mind running 24/7, and you're living in constant fear and constant anxiety, you're not in a conducive environment to to be reached on that level, you know? And it's really cool to think about. You know, I was meditating this morning and I started thinking about it, and I was like, man, if there is, you know, a relative that I did live, you know, around, that was here when I was here, and they may have passed now, just kind of wondering which ones it would be. And I, you know, I had a good idea of which ones it would be, but I don't know. It's just fun to think about, you know. You don't know. You'll never will know. Maybe after you pass, but nobody knows what happens after you pass. So, you know, maybe you're sent here to help them because maybe it's your grandpa, and your grandpa's looking at his kids that are your parents, and he sees they're completely on the wrong path, and he's trying to awaken the youth to help push them in the right direction so that they don't have to come back here, you know, 10 more lifetimes to work off karma and figure things out. Because, you know, they're working on stuff that's, you know, it may make it harder and harder. The older we get, the more generations that come into these avatars, these skin suits on this planet, it's going to get harder and harder to be open to this kind of stuff and to find this kind of stuff on different mediums and technologies and stuff. So it's important to move with compassion when you're talking to your parents and stuff, and to remember, you know, that you were once like them, and you know, you were completely sheeped out to stuff and you didn't know anything, and you may be 11 levels above that now, and if you go to them, you know, with level 11 information and wisdom, they're just going to shut down because it's not going to. So you have to just kind of listen and kind of have compassion for where they're coming from, and, you know, reiterate to them that it will be okay, and, you know, throw little snippets out there like, you know, this isn't the end, and you are an infinite being, and that when your body rots away and you move on from this place, it's just begun. So hope everybody had a good holiday, and stay diligent, stay vigilant, and stay positive. Peace.